Welcome to the J Train Podcast. This is J Train, Jared Freid, coming to you live from the quarantine cabin on the Lower East Side of Manhattan. We are here Monday through Friday with your emails, your stories, your questions. I say it every episode. Let me say it again. Thank you for listening. Thank you for telling a friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's how this whole thing works. You tell a friend and a coworker. Summertime is when podcasts really find a new level. That is how it goes. Summertime. You might be thinking, well, everyone's so busy with their summer trips and whatever it might be. Yeah, a lot more dead time. A lot more Sundays wondering what you're doing with your life. People want to put someone else's voice in their head. So this is the best time of year to get involved with some new podcasts. So share the word of J-Train. Give the gift of J-Train this summer season. I'm very excited about today's guest. He is officially an OKP, original key player. He's been on. He's been on a couple times, and I'm so happy to have him back. Everybody, welcome Godfrey. Godfrey, thank you for coming on.
Yo, awesome. What's going on, man? Quarantine.
How are you? You're someone I think of in the world. And for anyone that doesn't know, Godfrey's so fantastically funny. You all need to go follow him at Comedian Godfrey on Instagram. You are someone, just from knowing you at the Cellar, you love to be on stage.
Yes, I do. Because what we do is comedy is something that has to be done a lot to get good at. This
Absolutely.
Plain and simple, and I think you've known that. I think you know
Sure.
that. Even starting at the Cellar about 4 or 5 years ago for you.
Sure, yep.
You've noticed the difference, right?
Absolutely. And it's all, reps matter. And also, I always call stand-up the most physical art form. You have to leave the house. You need people to come. You have to, it puts attrition on your body.
It's energy expending, very energy expending. It's very present. It's not you can theorize. Usually people who talk about comedy, you ever see those people who talk about their jokes so much, but it's not, it's like they theorize it so much. I go, oh, this person's probably not that good because they're philosophizing about comedy. That's not
interesting.
Fuck that. You have to put action into it. You know what I'm talking about. The comics that are not that good, they go, you know what I did? I should have done with that. I go, David Tell doesn't do that shit. We just do. Chappelle don't do that shit.
Sure.
Burr doesn't do that shit. We just go up. You just go up and do it. And then you go, oh, that joke didn't after you've done it. But there's the comedians that don't really do it well. They philosophize. That was good, but then, I should have pulled back. Shut up.
Well, especially during a quarantine where you're forced into a position of no stage time, you feel that a little bit. Like I have those moments in my head where I'm like, that's the bit. And then like the thought just like goes away. And I'm like, fuck, I didn't even have the area to do it.
I have a legal pad, man. I literally went old school. Sometimes I put stuff in my phone. You know what I mean? But I went old school a little bit just to be like on some like, on some journalistic shit from like quarantine. Let me look at my pad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I got the ledger thing, and when I have a good idea, especially the quarantine stuff, if it's really cool, I just go, oh, let me just jot that down so I don't fucking forget. Wake up in the middle of the night. Oh shit. Real quick. Just to have little ideas, because I know when we get on stage, everyone's going to be like, quarantine, huh?
I know. You got to find a way to work your way into it without sounding like everyone else.
And everyone is going to sound like everyone in the first 5 minutes. We're all going to do it. We're all going to go, yeah, huh?
So weird times, right? Like, what are you...
Crazy shit out there.
Well, you know what's funny about that is that you kind of have that little, when you like if you're calling someone on the phone and then they go, "How are you?" You kind of don't even know. You do the yeah. It kind of feels like you're on stage. Like I don't know what to fucking say.
Right. It's gonna be Yeah, I was looking at some approaches. What's the first thing am I going to say? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, are we wearing our masks today? Have we been? It's gonna make my ass itch. So I'm gonna be so hacky to where I'm gonna make fun of the opening that everyone's gonna do.
That'll be the bit, making fun of the people doing the bit.
Yeah. So I'm like inside, right?
So you're ready to go on stage, I would assume, right?
Yeah.
Like you're just like.
Here's the thing too, man. I've been on doing lives every single night for about between 3 to 6 hours every single night.
Well, hold on. To let the people at home know, Comedian Godfrey, you got to go follow him on Instagram at Comedian Godfrey. You go live. I'll wake up at like 5:30 in the morning, and I'll just like look at my phone and be like, Godfrey's live right now? Who are you talking to at 5:30 in the morning?
Oh man, I'm talking to different people. Sometimes it's Shang, the comedian Shang from LA.
Sure.
Because usually it's guys from the West Coast because they're 3 hours behind us.
Yeah.
So they're kind of still in their late night groove. I'm usually closing up around that time, but I start around 12 or 1. And it was a habit because when I was on the road like 2 years ago, I was doing lives before that. I was doing lives. And I had I would do a live. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, I would do lives before I went on stage when I'm on the road because it's boring as fuck on the road. Mm-hmm. So I would do lives before I went on stage. Then when I got back to the hotel room, I would turn my live on for another 3 hours, and so I did it at the cell. I would always go on live late, but I didn't go as long as I do now. So I said, when the quarantine started, I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go live every fucking night. I'm just doing it.
Sure.
And I have a lot of stamina from doing it from the road. And I was at I would be doing it when I had 20 people listening, 20 people on my little number thing would be 20.
Yeah.
Now I go up to 500 people now at one time.
Oh,
shit. And my cumulative, you know how when you get off, there's a cumulative number? Mm-hmm. My numbers range from 5,000 to 20,000 sometimes. 14,000.
So what are you doing? Like, are you talking about the day's events? I mean,
man, we talk about, man, it's like because I don't know, I'm a good talker. So we'll get into like, yo, did you see this video? And we share videos back and forth, which is dope. We'll get into music. We'll get into whatever. Yesterday we were talking about, just the different stuff that was going on, especially the racial rants that, one girl was talking about kill all the black people. So we were talking about her, and then we still showed this Asian guy knocking out this racist white dude. He was like literally bullying this Asian dude. This Asian dude whooped his ass, dude. Like, really? He whooped him, knocked him the fuck out, like knocked him out, and then picked him up because he was sorry. The guy he had a humanity in him. Because the guy came to him. He said, get the fuck out of our neighborhood. And the Asian guy's like, what are you doing? Like, he's backing up. Like, leave me alone. Yeah. And all of a sudden, the Asian guy was kind of trained. And he whooped that dude's ass, man. Like, I said, oh, shit. And then when he knocked him out like, when someone collapses. Like, when you get the knockout punch on the street, bang, knocks him out, but lifts him up and calls for help.
That's a real fighter. Real fighters do that shit where they're like, it's like someone who knows how to handle a weapon. They care for it like that much more.
Yeah. So we talked about that, and then we just go into tangents. We just talk about all kinds of different shit, and I also use the people. I call it Godfrey and the Night Owls, almost like an old rock and roll group. And I have a whole crew of night owls. They go, yo, the night owls are here. And I've established this. I have fans that are like my regulars. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I've had people from the industry peep in and out of my shit because everybody's at a standstill right now. People are waking up because their sleep patterns are fucked up, And a lot of people
that's why I'm waking up at 4 a.m. and that's going, right. Godfrey's live. And I'm fucking twiddling my thumbs in dreamland.
Yeah. And that's why a lot of people too, all the 9-to-5ers, the people who are used to going to bed early, they're fucked up So they'll start their pattern is starting to follow my pattern. They're like, fuck, I don't have anything else to do. I have anxiety, but your shit gets me through my anxiety. Like, so, and I've had like, you know, people with big numbers come on my shit. I've interviewed celebrity type motherfuckers, different people. And so my numbers have been just jumping, and then people are noticing my shit. So, you know what I mean?
Think the important part about that is, especially for us, you know, with stand up, you get so like, I got to go up every night. I got to get up at this night.
Yeah.
But this is kind of the, you know, the glass half full mentality is like, it forces you into a different creative place. How am I going to do my thing while not being able to do my thing? We did these happy hours, and it's just like, I remember we did the first happy hour, and I was like, okay, I get it now. Here's how I'll fill it up. And it's the same thing with the lives. I'm sure you did it once, and you're like, oh, and it starts spurring different ideas.
Well, yeah, because when I did about 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago, something kicked me in the ass and said, what? I mean, I was fucking with social media, but not, I wasn't really doing it. I was, let me just say, as long as I have my foot in there, people know I'm around. I got my little accounts, blah, blah, blah. But I wasn't really fucking putting my full, there was sort of a rebellious old school mentality there bothering me. Like, man, I ain't doing that shit. Like, fuck that. I'm still going to get me on TV show. And one day I just like said, what the fuck are you doing? Because the way social media was just, it was just a train that you couldn't stop. It's like, you're either going to get on, or you're going to get run over. So I said, man, fuck this.
Think about where you would be right now without it. Like, I have so much opportunity via the things I was doing before that I could dig into now. I think, like, if you look at, especially like the one specific example is TikTok. TikTok, people look at that and they go, it's all young kids dancing. And you go, well, I haven't gotten there yet. I might do something a little different. I got to find my way to be funny there.
Right.
You know, in that world. Like, and I watch some of the TikToks, and I'm like, this is fucking funny. And I watch other ones and I go, this is fucking weird and sucks. But it doesn't mean, it's never the venue. You know, it's how you use the venue.
Right. It's how you, and plus, the beautiful thing about it is just use what is comfortable for you. Some people are Facebook people, cool. Some people are Instagram people. Some people are Twitter. I know people who are just Twitter motherfuckers. Some people are all of them. Some people are Twitter and Facebook. Some people are Facebook and Instagram. My thing is this: what I've learned, and I've learned through straight up, like, it's still the same. It's the same habit of going on stage every fucking night. Social media, it ain't no miracle. You have to put work in that motherfucker. You got to be physical. You got to be. That's the one thing I give credit to these YouTubers. And there's YouTube. There's YouTubers, these Instagrammers. Those motherfuckers are tenacious, man. God.
Editing every day, putting out videos every day.
Every couple days, they got it. At least, because what I learned, and I'm giving a shout out to my friend Rennie. He's a Instagram star. I got with him because he happened to kind of look like me. He's like, oh, there's a guy that looks like you. He could be your little brother. And I watched his videos. I said, oh, that dude's funny, man. Like, he's like goofy. And then I called him up, and I go, hey, man. He goes, Godfrey, yo, big fan, blah, blah. I said, we need to link up. Everybody say we look related. So I started doing videos with this guy. My numbers start jumping. My numbers start climbing. Then he hooks me up with King Batch, who has 19 million followers.
Yep.
King Batch, he hooks me up with King Batch. I start doing shit with King Batch. I start doing shit with that whole crew of 25 to 20 to 30-year-old dudes. And my thing is, I look damn near their age. But either way, my comedic skills were there. So my shit just jumped up. And so I started to actually get it. I was like, and once you see where the work is and you see how it's done, you go, oh, fuck yeah. I'm going to start doing my videos.
There's specifically a life lesson in this before we get to the emails, because we're going to do them right now. But what you're saying, the life lesson in this for anyone listening at home, how am I going to be useful in this world? Like you saw, you're like, I look like I'm related to this guy. Wow, I can help him help me. I can help him by being a character in these sketches that he's already being funny with. And now you see how funny I am. And this is how it all works in every industry.
Yeah.
Like, no one's doing anybody any favors. This guy likes you, but then you're like, hey, I look like we're related. Bring me in. Now you're fucking hilarious. And he's like, there it is.
Yeah. And it proved, because one of my first videos made 5 million views, and it was all me improvising, and I set it up, boom, boom, boom. And it 5 million. And then when I was traveling, everyone was like, man, I saw that video. It was better than doing Fallon, dude, or any of that shit. It was like, yo, I saw you on this. I saw and then during the quarantine, 3 or 4 of my videos have gone viral. I had one that that I did 2 years ago because of all the racial tension. And so, you know me, I'm race heavy. I talk about social things I'm race heavy. And that shit, they've been recirculating my shit from 2 years ago, and my shit went viral. When the quarantine hit, I was at for my Instagram, I was at 300 and about 60 or 70,000 followers. I am at 443,000.
Well, one of the videos that went viral was you talking about black women.
Yes.
Is that the one from a couple years ago?
Yeah, that's from like 2 years ago. I just said black women get most disrespected. Just saying facts.
Sure.
And I didn't know where it was going to go. I was just being what I was being.
But you're doing you. You're giving your perspective.
Period.
You're doing what you would. You're not going. And I during what was going, all the things that are going on, people, they message me, what do you think? I'm like, what the fuck do I think? I think my friends are fucking hurting right now, and I feel horrible. I don't know what, and so I was sharing, like, a lot of our friends, our comic friends, being like, they're hilarious and they're going to give you perspective. And I think that's like the best, what better way to learn than from the.
Listen, my thing is this. I don't care who you support. I don't care whatever. We all have a freedom of speech. I have a freedom of speech. You have a freedom of speech. If I don't agree with a motherfucker, I don't agree with him. You don't agree with me, you don't agree with me. Whatever. As comedians, there's that balance. Like, even Chappelle just came out with that 846 thing. He came out with something. I mean, this is what we do, man. I mean, I can say I love black women, blah, blah, and all this other stuff. If I'm on stage, how do I convey this and make it funny at a certain point? Because then go ahead.
That's why I was sharing, so many friends of ours and in our world, because I'm like, listen, some of this is tough for people to eat.
Of course.
So it's like, who better than a comedian to feed it to you?
And here's another thing. When I said black women are most disrespected, the funny thing is, if I say black women are the best, what if I'm talking about my mother?
Sure.
What if I'm talking about my mom? No, fuck the broads that are on, excuse me for saying broads, but fuck the girls that are on Instagram in bikinis. See, everybody thinks we're thinking about the ones we're dating. What about my mother and my grandmother and my sister? What if I'm just talking about them? What if I'm talking about those? Like, you would say, your mother's Jewish, yeah?
Yeah.
You say, my Jewish mother, whether from Russia, whatever, greatest women on the planet. You have every fucking right to say that.
For sure. Absolutely.
You come from that. That's who raised you. What if you're talking about that? And I'm concluding all kinds of black women. But it doesn't take anything, and I hope all your people listen to this, it doesn't take anything from other women, because, dude, I've been with everything. Jared, we know as New York dudes, like, now that it don't matter. Come on.
Well, but it's interesting what you're saying, because you're giving a perspective. I keep using the word perspective because it like, no one can, this is your story. No one can disagree with your story. Like, and that's why when it becomes like, I think, like, I'm supporting Black Lives Matter. I'm like, I'm putting hashtag Black Lives Matter. I'm supporting the cause. But, like, when I say it, I don't know how that means to someone else. Like, if it's hurting or helping them understand.
My thing is this, Gerald. What if, first of all, the Black Lives Matter thing is a little convoluted because there's different sides on there. My thing is, how about, even if you don't yell, it's not all about, it's what are you doing as a person? Sure. All this stuff. Listen, a lot of people are doing this shit because they want attention. Everybody's, there's going to be those people. There's all different kinds of groups. just using this. It's all political shit. You as a person, I don't give a fuck what you, Black Lives Matter, whatever. What are you doing in your everyday life to not be that person, to be the best person you can? Fuck this protest. What if when this is over, how is Jared gonna act when he sees if there's a black person being mistreated? Is Jared gonna go, yo, man, that's not cool, man? Like, how are you gonna be in the long run? This is all temporary right now.
I hear you.
What is your day to day? You know what I mean? So I talk about black women are the best, but if I still praise white women, I still praise Asian women, I still have close friends and women that I respect that are different races. It's just my pride in my people is normal because that's what I am, dude.
Yeah,
your pride in your folks is, as long as you're not showing hatred to other folks and you're showing love. There's a fine line between that, you know?
And the interesting part about the internet is that you lose tone sometimes, and a lot of people operate on the internet. If you say, I love chocolate, that means fuck vanilla. And that's not the truth. That's not the truth at all. And that's how people internalize, and it's like you're dealing with their own issues. But listen, this is why I want everyone to go listen to your podcast, because you have a great podcast where you're talking about these things, and people, again, this isn't a short-term process. This is opening up your worldview. Right. This is a long game. So go. In Godfrey We Trust, that comes out Tuesdays and Fridays, just like this podcast. In Godfrey We Trust.
9:30.
At 9:30, Tuesdays and Fridays, at Comedian Godfrey on Instagram. Go follow. Are you ready to do some emails?
Hey, let's go for it.
I love it. I'm so happy you're back. We're going to answer the emails. jtrainpodcast@gmail.com, jtrainpodcast@gmail.com. Here comes the X. I'm currently in a healthy, happy relationship of almost 1 year, and I'm head over heels in love. I previously dated a guy all through college. Solid, no breakups, but until about a year after. So for about 5 years total. So she dated someone previously in college and then after for 5 years. Following the breakup, we would continue to hook up whenever we saw each other, but he was definitely keeping his options open. He was and still is the definition of a quote-unquote fuckboy who wants to have his cake and eat it too. I found out later he'd been dating multiple girls while telling me he wasn't sure if I was, quote-unquote, the one, but that he really did love me. Fast forward to this past weekend, and he is officially engaged to the girl he started dating after me. After only 1.5 years of dating, might I add. Plot twist, we are in a wedding together in January of next year. My question is, how do I approach the situation? Do I kill him with kindness, or do I totally ignore him and go about my business as the usual day of the wedding? What is the right move here? His fiance went to college with us, so I do know her personally, but they don't know my current boyfriend. Do I make the introduction? Would love to hear your thoughts. So to kind of, bring this on, an ex-boyfriend gets engaged 1.5 years after they break up. To the next girl he dated. They're going to see each other at a wedding. How would you approach seeing an ex at a wedding?
I think that it should be approached with maturity, man.
Yeah.
1.5 years, that's all right. 1.5 years, yeah. I can understand if it's the next month, then he was up to something. 1.5 years is good. It's good recovery time, It's and it's like 1.5 years is like I'm on to something new. And who's to say when someone's supposed to get married? Who are you to tell someone when they're supposed to get married or get over you?
I'm with you too. I mean, the way she wrote it, I love her for emailing in, but after 1.5 years of dating, might I add? And it's like, easy. Like, what was he supposed to do? Like, I think, like, have you ever related the next girl to the one that came before her? Like, because I think that's what she's doing in this email, and I don't think it's like that for a lot of guys.
Yeah, it depends on the individual. Some guys will be like, compare a girl to another girl. Like, well, a lot of times it's when that's when they're being evil. Like, oh, my last girlfriend, she did this, but you don't do, real stupid shit, which is not fair to carry over things and compare people, because everybody wants to be a different version of something. Everybody wants to feel like an individual, especially nobody wants to be categorized as one. They go, oh, you women are alike. Oh, you can't, that doesn't, you're not helping that person be individualistic in the way they're handling the, because everybody comes with some kind of baggage usually. You know what I mean? And you hope to, when you get into something new, hopefully, I think that you're like, I hope this is different. I hope it's good, but it's different.
That's the biggest point, is that if he did get engaged a year and a half later, some level of introspection was done. Like, I think like what you're saying is exactly true, where you're like, no, I just want this to be a better thing than for me. It wasn't about you being the problem, or this guy, you don't know, in a year and a half, he might have walked away, been like, fuck, I don't like doing the whole, the whole shell game of women. I don't like lying anymore. I'm over it. And then he meets someone and he's all of a sudden just like, just sitting at home on a rocking chair. Like, that could happen.
It can happen. That's one thing about this life, man. There's no way you can predict what the fuck's gonna go on, man. You either click with somebody, you don't. You click with somebody for 10 years and all of a sudden it sucks. I can't do it. I was in a relationship for 10 years and now we're just friends. It's like, we're just different. We're just different.
When you date other people, do you ever tell her about the?
I don't put her in my business, and I don't want her. I don't want to know about her business unless it's something serious and fucked up. Then you can talk to me, because we're actually like this now, friends wise. Like very close.
So you see her at a wedding, like you see your ex at a wedding. Are you going to go up to them?
No, at a wedding. I mean, if I'm at a wedding, listen, more than likely you got to socialize. Yeah. See, don't show up then. Don't go. If you're feeling that bad. But if you
can't handle it.
If you're going, this is like maturity. It actually helps, man. You'd be surprised. I mean, listen, I get it. It's all ego shit. But if you really just go, you know what? Hey, what's going on? How you doing? It's not, a year and a half has gone by. They don't owe you shit.
Yeah. I'm with you. When you go to the wedding, you go as soon as possible, because the longer you wait, the harder it will be.
What you do is you go up there and meet and hug. Hey, man,
nice,
congratulations.
Great to see you. I heard you're engaged. This is my new boyfriend. Good. What's your? Oh, I know your boy. Oh, I know you guys both from college. Oh, good for you guys. I think you got to be happy. You're throwing rice at them. You're happy for them.
And everybody is, the term booed up. I got my boo. You got your boo. You both are booed up. You're good. It's not like you came by yourself and they're just, no, you're booed up. You're good. Listen, this is part of your past. So you probably have feelings like, damn, oh shit. And blah, blah. Yeah. But this is how you work through that bullshit. You work through it.
But you are who you are because of your past. You spent 5 years with this guy. Yes. You are the person you are because of him. Own that. Don't be ashamed of that shit.
Right. And don't. And when you guys maybe get on the dance floor, don't try to outdance each other. Don't try to out like you're gonna, hump her from the back, and then he's feeling trying to eat, out love each other. Don't do that.
How would Jason Statham say hello to his ex-girlfriend at the wedding?
You look nice today. I saw you across the room, and I had to say something. Congratulations.
See, Statham would handle it great.
Yeah, he was like this.
But tell your boyfriend, if he lays a fucking hand on you, I'll break his fucking hands.
Everyone needs to go find that YouTube video. It's on YouTube, right? Of you telling
me doing Jason Statham in front of Jason Statham on the Andy Opie and Jim show.
You got to go check it out. We are sponsored, people. The J-Train podcast is brought to you by Native Deodorant. Native Deodorant is an all-natural deodorant that is safe and effective. No aluminum, parabens, or talc. It is made with ingredients you've heard of, like coconut oil, shea butter. They just launched plastic-free packaging. Their Plastic-Free by 23 initiative aims to provide sustainable packaging for all their products by 2023. Now, Native packaging is 100% paperboard and shipped in a plastic-free bag made from paper. And I have a new product announcement. Native has 4 seasonal scents that will take you on a great American road trip for a limited time only. Transport yourself with 4 scents: coastal, oak, and amber, inspired by the California coast; sweet peach and nectar, inspired by the South; cactus, flower, and poppy, inspired by the Southwest; apple and honeysuckle, inspired by the Northeast; And backed by popular demand, Rosé deodorant, soap, and body wash. Look at that. People, what a line they've got for you. This is amazing. You can smell any way you'd like. I'm going to be the sweet peach and nectar because I'm a Southern belle. Smell as bright and fresh as your favorite summertime wine. If you are at all curious about switching to natural deodorant, give Native a try. I would say Native is the first step because, people, it works. It's great. It's natural. I love using Native, and the best part is Native, there's no risk to try. Native has free shipping and free returns in the USA. People, I wasn't a natural deodorant user. Then I got into Native, and I wasn't sure because I've heard of it not work. This stuff works. It smells great. It goes on your, goes under your arm easy. All the good stuff of regular deodorant with just a natural, and you're putting good stuff onto your body. For 20% off. That's free money, people. For 20% off your first purchase, visit nativedeodorant.com. Use code JTRAIN during checkout. That's nativedeodorant.com. Use code JTRAIN during checkout. Native Deodorant, take care of your body. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Here with Godfrey at Comedian Godfrey. Go follow on Instagram. In Godfrey we trust. Tuesdays and Fridays at 9:30 on the Gas Digital Network. Go, go, go. Advice for a 30-year-old female virgin.
Get some.
Jared, I'm a woman who just turned 30 and I'm technically still a virgin. Technically.
Maybe just like she did, like finger banging and titty sucking. The church member shit.
The accoutrements. I've tried having sex with different partners, but the discomfort was too much and past quote unquote normal. So I had to stop each time. Nothing ever fully happened. Not to go into too much detail and be too graphic, but my most recent trip to the gyno's office revealed there is something going on that's causing the pain whenever I try to have sex. The doctor said it's something that can be quote unquote easily fixed by some type of minor incision, don't know what else to call it, done in less than 10 minutes. And that if I decide not to do it, I'll basically have to deal with a lot of pain the first time full penetration happens. I'm leaning towards doing it because I definitely don't want to experience that pain anymore. But I feel like it's messing with me mentally because I don't know what to tell the next guy I date. I'm mortified that I'm still dealing with this at this age, and I'm obviously worried that if I don't have the procedure done before I start dating again, the next guy I'm with is going to be so put off by it that he won't even want to sleep with me. How would I even go about bringing this up? Any advice would be great. So what do you think, Godfrey?
Because I was gonna, the comic in me was like, the doctor said I need a small incision. Yeah, dick. Hello. For 10 minutes, I got you.
Yeah. Come into my office, baby girl. Yeah.
It's like, that's how you get over the pain. You gotta. But I think she might really literally have something wrong with her, right?
Yeah. She's saying that there's a procedure to be done that will help her not experience the pain. Which
is it dangerous? Is it going to be dangerous? Is it going to be?
No, it says easily fixed. I mean, to me, this is a no-brainer. You get the procedure if you get it done, considering the way her language here is very much like it's something that can be easily fixed, minor incision, done in less than 10 minutes, and I'll basically have to deal with a lot of pain. If I decide not to do it, I'll have to deal with pain the first time full penetration happens. To me, you get the procedure. I think her issue is like, how do I tell a guy that I had a procedure? But would you? I don't think.
I think first of all, I think you should get the procedure done.
Yeah, right? Absolutely.
Then you have sex, and if there's no pain, don't say shit.
Yeah, I think here's the thing about.
Or you can tell them later if you're close enough to them, there's nothing wrong with telling people that shit. Like. It's life. We're human beings. You go, there's a time where I couldn't have, sex is very difficult for me because blah, blah, blah. Because if you're okay now, it's okay to talk about it.
Absolutely.
It's already gone. You know what I mean? If it was, yeah, go ahead.
No, the one point is like, have you ever gone to the doctor with something wrong and they go, we don't know what the fuck is going on? Yeah. That is the worst feeling in the world. They're like, yeah, I've never seen this, but like, to me, she walked in, the guy goes, I gotta take out the muffler and I'll just replace the muffler. And you're like, oh, peace of mind.
Right.
So it's gonna make so now I know you're a virgin. You're like, right now you have a lot of head trash, I'm sure. If you're out there, you're like, I got this vagina that it needs to be surgically repaired, and I'm still a virgin, and I don't know how to tell people. Let's knock one off the list. Let's get the procedure done, and I think after that, you'll be like, wow, it's so good to know that I don't have this. One issue is out of the way. Out of the way,
which is one of the most important issues, because let's be real.
It's your health.
And sexuality is what we are. Damn near is 70% of us. It's about sexuality, because we are here to procreate. And scientifically, we're here to procreate. Women's bodies are preparing themselves for birth, like through their menstruation cycle. Mm-hmm. They're preparing themselves for birth almost, in a way, if you technically. And when that shit ain't right, when your sexuality is affected, it's depressing. If you don't feel attractive, you don't feel attractive. You don't feel like, then anytime you meet somebody, eventually you go, man, I want to have sex with this dude, but this is where we got this shit again.
Yeah,
it's like impotence. It's like impotence. It's like impotence. It's like that whole thing,
You're absolutely right, because I can't imagine meeting a guy and being into him and then being like, and then get to the point of like, we're going to his bedroom, and then on your mind is all you can think about is the pain you're gonna feel. Like, it's like someone like coming up to you and being like, I get to punch you one time, and you go like, if you punch someone, then they go, I got one punch on you, but I'm not gonna tell you when. You're like, your whole day, you're just like this. I think this will loosen her up. Get the procedure done, and then just like Godfrey,
no pun intended.
Yeah, it'll literally loosen you up. And like Godfrey said, the wrong guy will look at you and go, what? The right guy will understand.
Yeah. And I think that you should go through this procedure. You go back, you ask exactly the details. Of course, I'm thinking, I know she's smart. And so, I think that if it's going to benefit you, and if the doctor said it's a very easy procedure, then also talk to your close friends that maybe have heard about it. Talk to them too. Get maybe a friend to come with you, like to support you. Stuff like that. Someone that you trust,
The more you talk about stuff and air it out, it feels it's a release,
Yeah. So I think that with this quarantine, I'm like this, man. I told people, even on my podcast and on my lives, I said, if you haven't learned something from this shit, like especially about yourself, because we were stuck in our own heads and stuck with ourselves. We had to look at ourselves in the mirror. People's hair growing, this, that. You start to see your real self. And if this didn't strip you down to your real self, I don't know what the fuck to say. I don't know what the fuck to say to humanity. If you haven't at least, listen, everybody develops differently. If you said, you know what? I really am a racist motherfucker. Fuck it. Hey, man.
You figured it out. It took this.
Like, at least there's an honesty to it. Like, if you go, you know what? I'm really not like that. I'm really this person. I'm really homophobic as fuck, or I'm not homophobic, or I'm really against what. If you haven't at least revealed something about yourself, man, I'm giving up on humanity, man. Because if you ain't, because with us as comics, I think this is almost a renaissance of being truthful again. Because what people have gone through, when we get on stage, I think people are going to be like this. Please.
Yeah, because they don't want to. They don't
want this, man.
They don't want to go through the lie, the bullshit.
They don't want that.
It's a waste of time.
Right. That cancel culture, political correct shit. I think this was the antidote to that fucking bullshit. People want that real shit.
I hope you're right. Yeah, there's absolutely. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Let's go to this is more of a luxury issue. You ready?
Yeah.
Good friend is planning a boat party during pandemic. Okay. Hi, Jared. Your podcast is making my whole quarantine so much easier to weather. I love that you are on YouTube. Yes, I'm on YouTube. Get subscribed. Get on the YouTube. Thanks for everything you're doing. My good friend is having a landmark birthday and is planning a boat party with about 20 friends. I feel super weird about going to a party in the middle of everything that is going on, but I want to support my friend. I feel really uncomfortable because even if I have the virus, most of the people on the boat are going to be 45 to 65 years old, and they could get really sick. Is there a smooth way to get out of this? Do you think it's okay to be outside on a boat with a mask and other people? I hate being put in the position of having to possibly say no on such a landmark birthday. My husband already said he isn't going and that it would definitely look bad to be partying on a boat in the middle of a pandemic with protests going on all over the place. Any advice? Thanks for everything. You made us belly laugh with your charcuterie chat about a terrible Brooklyn children. So what do you think about the look of going the boat party? What do you think about this in general?
I think she's right. It's just precautionary. Her husband's like, fuck that shit. And I think her husband, I don't think he needs you going on a boat and you come back home with that shit. You never know. And people are going to get drunk and get careless. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not feeling it, your health comes first. Sorry to say that. And you want to see your own birthdays, motherfucker.
Sure.
So I think maybe do a FaceTime with him. FaceTime him.
I'm with you. I think the answer to this is empathy. Like, I think, like everyone is handling, just like you were just talking about, where it's like, are you seeing humanity? Are you done with the bullshit? And it's like, I think this idea of like, this like Real Housewives of New York, storyline where this person's friend is like, can you believe they didn't come to my boat party? Like, that's not what's going to happen. That shouldn't be what happens. Like, you need to go. What's that?
No, they can't, because people will be like, well, why the fuck were you having a boat party anyway with this pandemic? Listen, you saying you're not coming because you might die from a disease everyone's going to be okay with that.
I think the way you say it is, it's how are you serving the food? So are you going to serve it like if someone was like, hey, you fat fuck, do you want to eat something again? I'd be like, no, I'm never eating again in my life. But if you said, hey, would you like some more food? I'll go, oh yeah, I'd love some. So I think if you say to her, hey, asshole, you're having a boat party in a pandemic while protests are happening, then they're going to get defensive. They're going to go, well, fuck you. So I think it starts at, listen, I love that you're having a party. I'm going to, send a FaceTime, send an edible bouquet, an edible arrangement or some shit.
That would be dope. You send some dope-ass bouquet stuff. You FaceTime them and say, hey, I'm so paranoid. I'm so I'm just so paranoid and afraid.
Yeah.
But, I love you're my best, and I want to FaceTime. I said, get them a gift, plan that. Get them some shit for the boat, boom, 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 do some cool shit, and say, I'm going to FaceTime you and sing you happy birthday and that whole nine.
I think the general rule of thumb, and this is kind of like how I try to live, is that what's right for me doesn't mean it should be right for someone else.
Of course.
So if they want to do a boat party where they feel comfortable with 65-year-old people on the boat, licking each other and sneezing on each other, good fucking for them. But that doesn't mean that I have to do it, and that also doesn't mean that I have to sit there and tell them my worldview to try and scare that. Let them be them and just say, hey, good for you guys. I wish I had that ability to not be anxious, but I'm going to be anxious and I'm not going to be a fun time. So I'm going to respectfully, bow out.
Right. That's I think that you just do it that way because it's around this time. Nobody can. What kind of person would she be? With like, really? That's why you didn't come? Yeah. That's why I didn't fucking
it goes both. It goes both ways. It's like it's her side saying not for me, but good, have fun, and it's the other side saying I totally get it. I'll see you at the next one.
He has to, because it's a boat party. I can understand if we're in a room where I can actually move. Okay, cool. I can distance. You're doing it on a boat. That means you're fucking around. taking a chance. You're taking a chance. First of all, you're being a little bit irresponsible.
Yeah.
Sorry to say that, but you're being a bit irresponsible. You're being a little rebellious. And listen, that party may be fine. It might be like no one really has it. And a lot of times too, media likes to exaggerate the numbers. The virus was real, yes, but then they've exaggerated a lot of numbers too to keep everybody scared as fuck too, which has worked.
How would Denzel tell them that they don't want to go on the boat party?
Is that what you're telling me? That's what you're telling me? You want me to go on a boat? You want me to go on a boat with all these people in that pandemic? I'm just going to send you a gift.
It's my 50th, but it's my 50th birthday. I figured you'd want to come.
I understand that, but I want to see you on your 51st birthday. So I'm not going on no boat. Everybody in here, you guys should be embarrassed. All right. So what are we going to do? Huh? We're going to be safe. All right. We're going to wash our hands. We're going to wash our hands. Huh? The next time, what are we going to do? Social distancing. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Denzel.
Happy birthday.
Denzel really plays it safe. We are sponsored, people. The J Train podcast is brought to you by Feels CBD. People, it's a stressful time right now. We don't know what the future holds. Every day you wake up, you look at the internet, everyone's screaming. I got to say, my anxiety level has been heightened lately, and thank goodness I'm using Feels. Every morning, I put some drops under my tongue, and I wasn't a CBD user. Feels got me into it. I love their company for it because I put it under my tongue every morning and I feel mellowed out. And I wasn't a person that's like, hey man, try the CBD. I wasn't like, dude, see the new way. No. I wasn't that guy. That's why Feels is great. They have a hotline with real people you can talk to. They can, teach you about the benefits. And if you feel a little anxious and if you can't fall asleep, you're not alone. We all feel that way, and that's why you should try Feels CBD. Feels is premium CBD delivered directly to your doorstep. If you've never tried CBD before, let me demystify it for you. It will not get you high. It just makes you feel a little bit more relaxed and nothing more. There's no high, hangover, addiction. Feels gets to work fast. Just put a few drops under your tongue and boom. You'll be feeling the difference within minutes. If you've never tried CBD and are a little nervous, Feels is a great place to start. I wasn't sure about how much to take, but Feels makes the dosage very clear. It does make the dosage very clear. It lets you know on it what's going on, how much to use, and then you can use the lowest dose and then you can work your way up. And if you're not sure, they'll hold your hand. They have the hotline with real humans you can call anytime. Once you add CBD to your life, you're going to want to make it a regular part. So sign up with Feels so you get it delivered every month. You'll save money on every order. Feels helps me feel my best, and it can help you too. Special for my listeners. If you become a member today by going to feels.com/JTrain, you'll get 50% off your first order and free shipping. That's FEALS.com/JTrain to become a member and get 50% automatically taken off your first order with free shipping. One more time, feels.com/JTrain and feel better. JTrainPodcast at gmail.com. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Here with Godfrey, at Comedian Godfrey. Go. In Godfrey We Trust. In Godfrey We Trust. Tuesdays and Fridays, 9:30 p.m. Here,
Gas Digital Network. Gas Digital
Network. Anywhere you find podcasts, go. Hookup Buddy invited me to visit his home state, then changed his mind. I started seeing a guy in January, but both of us weren't ready for anything serious. We agreed to be casual. I'm 26, he's 32. We both had serious relationships end in 2019. His was an engagement. Woof. We saw each other about once a week until COVID happened, and since then we both left our city for our home states, but have kept in touch. So they were in one city hooking up every week. Then COVID hits, they go to their hometowns, and now they're keeping in touch. Last week on the phone, he mentioned that he and his friends are getting an Airbnb in his home state for a few weeks and asked if I wanted to come for a visit. I replied by saying that I thought it would be fun and keep me posted. Fast forward to today, we talked on the phone again, and he brought up that they're officially booking the Airbnb tonight, but he didn't say the dates they're staying there or bringing up me visiting. I was a little annoyed and disappointed, but didn't ask about visiting because I felt like it would be kind of rude, and it's more his place to bring up since he's the one who made the original ask. Do you think this is one of those situations where guys say things we like to hear but have zero plans to follow through? Or is there any chance he's too shy to ask me again and is waiting for me to ask? I've polled my friends and they're all torn on whether I should mention the visit to him or let it go. Typing this out, I realize how dumb this sounds, but it's actually a tough situation, and I would love to hear what you think. Maybe I'm the crazy one for even considering flying to meet my hookup buddy. What do you think, Godfrey?
Like I said, man, it's this pandemic that you can, I mean, he might be like, maybe it might be too many people in that place. He might be like, I don't want to take a chance. I mean, this is cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It could be, so there's a lot of leeway here as far as this pandemic thing. I don't think it's anything personal. You guys hooked up every once, you kept in touch. There's women I've kept in touch with during this pandemic, but I've been very hesitant to like do things with. Like I've just been on the phone with them and on WhatsApp, but it's like, what's very strange is like I've been very, very like neutral and like as far as sexuality, I haven't really been peeping hard. Like I think
really
the other day, first time I looked at a chick, like, oh, okay, I hadn't done that in a minute because I was so paranoid. Like
it's also I
better wash my eyes.
You know what's so funny about what you said is, let me answer her first question.
Okay,
I've polled my. Is there any chance he's too shy to ask me again and is waiting for me to ask?
Probably that.
I don't think so. That is a no from me because he brought it up once. You can bring it up again. Guys remember what they say as much as you remember what they said to you. It's not about, to me, it's not shyness at all. So I'm throwing away that because to me, he said something that he felt was nice in the moment, felt good to say, and he didn't think through the other steps. I was supposed to go to Florida to visit my parents. Okay.
Right.
I was going to get on a flight and I'm living with my girlfriend now. We're living here. We were going to go on a Sunday early morning flight. My parents live in a community in Florida and we were going to go stay with them with no return ticket. The night before, I get a call from my mom and she's like, I don't know. You got to she's screaming, you got to quarantine for 14 days. And it was like I called the Costanzas. Like they're like, and my dad's going, it doesn't matter what they got to do. Who gives a shit? And my mom's going, I don't want to be the leper of the community. And my dad goes, why do you care about these people? And as they're yelling at each other on the phone, I'm legitimately like, yeah, I don't want to fucking come to you anymore. Like, you're giving me a preview. I don't want to do this. And then I have that conversation. I start getting tensed up. And then I'm thinking okay, my mom's like, you can't even walk on the sidewalks. You can't even. And I'm going, you know what? Like, getting on a flight and going to Florida is not what it used to be. So, right. When she says getting on like he says in a flirty conversation or a text, he's going, and we're going to do this Airbnb and yeah, it would be really cool if you came. And then he went and actually did the math. No one does that math when they talk to you. When right. when it's them and their penis having this conversation with you, the penis is like, yeah, tell her about the beach house. Tell her about the house. Maybe.
Word.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you get off the phone with her and the penis goes away and you're only left with your brain and you go, fuck, and she's going to have to quarantine and I don't know what she's going to do and what if we don't get along? And then that's when it becomes, I'm going to back away from this promise that I half made.
I think he was looking at the inconvenience because he could probably get local shit and be a little more careful. Like, I'll just do it locally maybe. Maybe.
Sure.
Maybe locally.
And maybe a friend of his was like, yeah, there's a bar that's actually open. They're doing outdoor seating. And then in his mind, he's going, man, I'm this girl and I are casual. I don't owe her an Airbnb trip.
Right. And she's like, she's getting off a plane. I don't even, damn. And that's,
so, It's more than just a flight to fuck. So let's remember that. So I think what started as him on the phone being like, it would be fun. Ooh, yeah. And then it became, wait, it costs. And, now he starts, you go to your accountant brain and it's like, the numbers don't make sense. So I think that's what it was. And also, if this is someone that you're let down by, then maybe it's time to forget that this is not casual anymore for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how she's going to go, hey, would you still like me to come over? I mean, I don't know how she's going to go, yeah, I don't know. She's going to have to
bringing it. I don't know how she brings it up to him
I don't
think so either.
Let him, let's see what she said. And then you just get that and go, okay, cool. Take that as a hint. You guys aren't like in something serious. So you'll be able to recover from that.
Yeah. That's the thing. This is him telling you exactly where he stands as far as how serious this relationship is.
Yes.
You two are dream about vacation lovers, not actual vacation lovers.
Right.
JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. Godfrey, thank you for coming on. This was fantastic.
Awesome. Good to see you, dude.
Always good to see you. Always good to talk with you. I want everyone to go follow you at Comedian Godfrey. Go. In Godfrey We Trust, Tuesdays and Friday at 9:30 on the Gas Digital Network. This is great to get. I went from seeing you every night to now, just on Instagram Live at 5 a.m. So it's good to see you.
Isn't that crazy? It's crazy, man.
Crazy.
It's crazy, but we're here. We just gotta keep on pushing, man.
That's right.
And as always, this was fun as hell.
Dude, such a blast. Thank you so much. I'm Jared Freid. We are here Monday through Friday. Keep telling your friends. Keep telling your coworkers. We'll be back next episode. Boom.